and welcome to Penshurst Park in Sydney South for this Round 11 New South Wales NPL men's competition fixture as St George City FA look to rectify their 6-1 thrashing last week as they come up against the Central Coast Mariners. Bo Clements with you here live on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel to take you through tonight's action. Let's have a look at tonight's lineups. For the visitors, Central Coast Mariners, coached by Joshua Rose. Number 2, Michael Paragalli. Number 5, Harry Meenam. Number 8, Lucas Gigliuna. Number 10, Lucas Smith. Number 11, Donatin Niankuro. Number 12, Tay Headley. Number 16, Prayag Thapa. Number 22, Rocco Smith. Number 39, Adam Hall. Number 40, Dylan Parite Cullen. And number 42, Alexander Guntonis. On the bench, number 3, Chur Dang. Number 14, Jacob Tresoglavich. Number 18, Adil Tosca. Number 28, Ahmed El Halou. Number 30, Daniel Vickers. And number 35, Hayne Ames. For the home side, St George City FA, coached by Aitek Gank. In goal, number 1, Jack Kenny. Number 2, Cameron Fong. Number 4, Zolomon Monahan Vaika. Number 5, Fomoto Kamada. Number 6, Tariq Erchan. Number 7, Nathan Roberts. Number 10, Jason Romero. Number 25, Brody Clarkson. Number 28, Noah Evans. Number 30, Presley Ortiz. And number 33, Lewis Khoury. On the bench for St George, number 3, Joshua Hong. Number 11, Costa Petratos. Number 13, Joseph Knowles. Number 14, Paolo Mitri. Number 19, Jesse Poti. And number 29, William Kunis. Both sides coming into this off the back of losses. Mariners, of course, rock bottom, and not just coming off a loss, coming off a multitude of losses, in fact. Having lost 5 in a row. Currently sitting 16th on the NPL New South Wales ladder. For the hosts, it's not been the same success as they had in 2023. Bit of second season syndrome as they currently sit 8th. And now currently with negative goal difference after, as I mentioned before, going down 6-1, conceding actually 43% of their entire season's goals in one game. Logan Jones, our centre referee for tonight. Thomas Galatli and Joshua Isa on the touchlines, and the 4th official, Ethan Svavgoulis. Just wait for Jones to give us the all clear, and we are off. Mariners still keeping their 4-4-2. As they set out last week against Blacktown City, losing out there 3-1 at Landon Stadium. It was the under-20s Mariners who picked up the 3 points moments ago. The winners out 4-1 here. There was a bit of a spray just as I was entering Penshurst Park, so especially on this artificial surface, no doubt that'll play in the minds of players tonight. Bright Cullen, pressed by Roberts. And Smith with a poor pass out to Clarkson. It's now with Romero. Cutting through, clipping it to the back stick. And Ortiz just saw it soar over the top of him. It's back now with Roberts. Ortiz. It's always posed a threat for this St George side. Added to the goal-scoring threat of the premiership-winning Jason Romero. George just happy to slide from side to side. Fong now. Going long is Erchan. Skikliuna brought to ground, but play on as the referee's call and will be St. George throw. Solomon, Monahan Vaika. Ovens back to Vaika. Kamada stands up, Paragali, and drifts past him. Logan Owens blows the first foul of this match. Plenty of height in the 6-yard area for St. George to exploit. And I'm not sure if it's a trend that's continued, but it certainly was in 2023 that the 4 A-League Academy sides were the worst 4 sides in defending set pieces. Cut back. Kamada! Well, when you've got that sort of time on the edge of the area, why not? Forcing an early save from Parai Cullen. Be a corner. Just St. George to go sniffing again for a chance. Monahan Vaika scrambling in the box. Still a chance here as Ortiz puts it back in the mix. But I believe Ortiz and another Mariners player have both collided in the air. Skikliuna, the Mariners player, just being walked off with his physio. Looks like both players will be right to come back onto the field. It wasn't Ortiz, but might have actually been Cameron Fong, the wingback for St. George. Paragali. Smith out to Guntunis. Looking for the run of Smith. He's got lots of pace to look to get past the experienced defender, Monahan Vaika. Nyankuru drifting infield. Beat the challenge of Kamada, but unable to find his striker, Tay Headley. Some promising signs from the youngsters so far. Monahan Vaika back to Erchan. Ortiz reading the bounce well, but it's dealt with by Guntunis. Given straight back to Kamada. He looks to turn on the afterburners and get past Nyankuru. But well read from the Mariners winger. Kamada, Ovens, Headley just with a late touch on Ovens will be St. George free kick. Kenny looks to go long, finding Ortiz. Fong with a throw just inside Mariners territory. Monahan Vaika into Clarkson. He's been dispossessed in the middle of the park. Quickly won back though by Urchan. Important touch there from Urchan, just cutting that through ball out. Looking for Lucas Smith. Romero. Well read by Rocco Smith. Just nodding it back to Parai Cullen. Fired wide out to Paragali. Hadley, beautiful use of the body there to turn past Clarkson. Skick Luna clipping it out wide, looking for Hall, and the touch is all wrong. Ovens just still happy to knock it side to side, are the St. George defenders. Hard to break down this low block. A classic 4-4-2 employed by Joshua Rose's side. As Fong just skips through Skick Luna's challenge. He's come off second best, the Mariners midfielder. Ovens dispossessed and left the late leg out on Tapa. Both sides looking to stick religiously to building out from the back. Monahan Vaika cutting that ball out. Tapa went looking for Nyankuru. Clarkson on the half turn. Slides out to Urchin. And Fong under pressure by Hall. Is able to find Presley Ortiz. Switch is made by Kuri. Kamada able to keep that one in. Certainly a bit of an illusion with Penshurst Park with this extra real estate on this near sideline. See many a player caught out. Kamada just happy to force it into the shins of Paragali and recoup the throw. Looking to catch out Paragali and find Ortiz, but it's dealt with from the Mariners. Monahan Vaika into Clarkson. Urchan into Clarkson, put under pressure by Headley. A few other yellow shirts, but still remains St. George ball for now. 12 minutes played, still 0-0 here at Penshurst Park. It'll be interesting to see how this back three sizes up against two forwards, as opposed to the usual front three that we see most sides line up with in today's game. Certainly allows Kamada and Fong to bomb on, with Clarkson and Curry able to sweep across. Mariners just starting to see a few creaks in this St. George build-up. Solid pressing from the visitors in this opening quarter of an hour. So far unable to turn it into anything positive, as Romero's found himself onside and can put the hosts 1-0 to the good. And the Mariners just did just enough to hold the lethal number 9 up. A bit of calamity at the back here as Kamada's given it to Headley. Monahan Vaika with a poor touch there. Cut out by Smith. Now with Niankuru. Out to Headley. Paragali goes to ground. Clipped in from Tapa. Out to Hall. It was open in the initial stages of the build-up. If Niankuru could have flicked it out wide to him. It was Clarkson and Urchin both going to ground at separate occasions. It's back with the red shirts now. Monahan Vaika, Ovens sliding it through to Kamada. And looking for the run of Ortiz. It's been jammed loose. Out of the grasp of Parai Cullen. Dealt with by Gontunis. Urchin. Just happy to slow things down. Certainly finding it difficult to come forward. Headley and Smith doing well to cut out the passing lanes. Especially with Kamada and Fong already so high up the field. As Romero switches it out to his wingback in Fong. Roberts. In fact, it was Curry who was making a beeline for that Mariners back line. He's back now, putting the pressure on Meenum. Fong has his chance. Snuffed out by Meenum. Will still get the throw though. Ortiz on the half turn, cutting it back. I think it was Nathan Roberts who went to ground. But Logan Jones saying play on. Ovens misread it, but so did all the other Mariners shirts. And Rocco Smith wrapping his foot around the chest of Roberts to knock that one out. Romero cut out by Niankuru. Monahan Vaika. Clarkson sliding it left again. Romero just caught there by Tapa. As he looks to turn out of traffic. Ends up back at the feet of Parai Cullen. And Guntunis has gone long. Poor touch from Kamada. Finds Niankuru on the St. George touchline. Cuts it back. And straight into the gloves of Jack Kenny. It was Skik Luna's effort, but certainly some promising signs for the Mariners if they can look to get in behind these wing backs while they're up further up the pitch. And Ortiz, Corey, in fact, his effort goes from coast to coast. Romero cutting in on his left, on his right, sorry. Cuts back to his left, drifts towards the byline. Dancing, just looking for some contact from the Mariners defender. Paragali smart there, just to wait and get her foot in at the right moment. Urchin clips it over the top, looking for Fong. But unless they're planning on doubling the size of this pitch, they're never going to get there. It's 20 minutes played here. St. George still the better share of possession and chances. Mariners just slowly growing into the game. Smith has made some contact with Urchan, I believe, as he's hunched over, maybe headed to the back of his head. That's 3 collisions already. Urchan now back on his feet. It was great to see, and it'll be Monahan Vaika with the drop ball to get us back underway. And just down the road, St. George Saints currently 1-0 to the Hills Brumbies. And the Sutherland Sharks losing out at Seymour Shore. 2-1 losers to Manly United. Roberts able to find Fong, who's bombed down this right-hand side. Tucked away by Meenam. Delivered to the front post, ends up with Kamada, and just lobs it to Tess Parai Cullen. It's never really going to trouble him from that distance. Bright Cullen looking to find the ref. Logan Jones wanting to get involved in the action. Skikluna getting us back underway. Guntunis back to Bright Cullen. He's nearly cutting that out. Halls continued his run to try to beat out Urchan. Off his line, Jack Kenny. Quite hard to see in his all green. Monahan Vaika out to Ovens. Kamada finding Romero. Just missing the finishing touch to slot through Presley Ortiz. Niam Crew certainly slow to react there. Monahan Vaika to Urchan. Curry looked to lose Tapa, was unable to do so. Was forced back. Mariners doing well just to force a lot of turning backwards and going sideways from St. George. Niankuru cutting out the opportunity from Kamada. But it's fallen now to Jason Romero on the edge of the area. Curry on the half turn, lets one fly, and Clarkson got his foot well underneath that. It will certainly be a lapse in concentration which will kill the Mariners tonight if they keep playing the way they're going, though. Sure be an end-to-end contest as it has been in the opening 25. Romero almost getting a touch on Pariah Cullen's through ball. She's brought down. Still with Kamada now. Needham back to Guntunis. Romero sliding across and cutting out the pass from Paragali. Nian Crew. Smith doing well there to flick it over Clarkson. But enough red shirts to deter him. Driving through is Skikluna. Smith lets one fly and it's taken a deflection. Kenny unable to scramble that one out for a throw in. The Mariners will have their first corner of the night. Plenty of bodies in the 6-yard area. Skikluna wrapping it out to the back post. Still a chance here for Tapa! Still scrambling in the box. Skikluna dances past Roberts. And Jack Kenny will gladly go to ground with the ball. What a rocket on the half turn from the Mariners midfielder. Wasn't on the starting sheet last week, but brought in by Joshua Rose and certainly would have gone a long way to ensure he's on next week's lineup if that had gone in. St. George still unable to really find a chink in the armour from this Mariners side. Clarkson, not the first time he's been caught out tonight. Niankuru drifting infield, slotting through Smith. It's just too much on it. Kenny quick off his line. It's the Mariners who's certainly taking the game to St. George here in this opening half an hour. Urchan finding Ortiz. Dances past the Central Coast Mariners defense like they're not even there. Right, Cullen reading that cross well. Smith out to Meenum. Put another pressure by Curry and Fong. Keeps the ball for now. Urchan heading it clear. And Roberts bringing down Skikluna. Just inside this St. George territory. Smith dancing past Ortiz and Romero. The run not matched from the Mariners front line. Fong firing it into Tapa, but it will be a Mariners throw. Smith going to ground. Beautiful flick on from Roberts. Able to find Curry. Kamada. Romero on the half turn is deep in the heart of the St. George midfield right now. It's been kept relatively quiet in the opening half an hour. Ortiz laying it off to Curry. And well off balance. And the ball's actually still in play here. It's bounced off the corner. Bright Cullen was reading it first on the scene. Thought it might have actually gone out for a throw-in, but it's able to stay in. Frustrating opening half an hour for St. George, unable to break down this 4-4-2. Clarkson again caught out in midfield. Can't see his tenure being long tonight if his distribution's going to continue to stay at this same level of quality. Paragali important there to get the header there. Kamada was off on his way. Niankuru brought down about 40 yards out from goal. Skikluna hope to do one better on this set piece. Hit the crossbar last time. Headley. Had his cross just deflected by Roberts, and it's gone behind for a corner, says Thomas Galatli. Skikluna. different here from the Mariners, all on the penalty area. They rush into the 6-yard box. Romero unable to deal with it. And the back pass from Guntunis has sent Roberts through, waiting for the run of Ortiz. And he left the ball behind. Romero picking it up though. And Paragali with 2 important challenges there. Snuffs out the danger. Logan Jones saying Clarkson got all ball there. Monahan, Vaika to Urchan. Ovens. Kamada wrapping his foot around, testing Parait Cullen, punches it clear. Clarkson, a bit wonky in midfield. Ends up finding Curry. Roberts waiting for the run of Fong, ends up driving it low. Curry going to ground. Ends up a St. George throw. Curry laying it back off to Fong. There's now a Mariners throw in the corner. Clarkson into the scramble on that right-hand side. Romero turning back into traffic. Kamada out on his own. There's 21 players currently camped in this Mariners box. Mariners doing just enough to force them back. Roberts snuffed out by Paragali. Urchin straight back into Roberts. Romero out to Fong. First time ball. Put behind for a corner. Courtesy of Adam Hall. And St. George now the dangerous chance. Curry with the in-swinger out to Ovens. Cleared by the Mariners and Skik Lunas. Put it up for Nian Kuru. Fong there and doing just enough to send it back to Kenny. Seems to be the way that either side will score a goal tonight. Through the counter-attack. Ortiz just unable to get the right contact. Would have been in on goal if he had been able to slide past Rocco Smith. Skik Luna looking to find Hall. Curry into Urchan and Headley's dispossessed him. Smith just not rapid enough to find Nian Kuru's flick on. And it's been a story we've seen so many times already this match. Kamada being forced back to Ovens. Fong with an early delivery. An important cut out there from Smith. Ortiz all on his own. Will be Nathan Roberts with the delivery on this one. Low into the front post. Smith got contact, but not enough to see it clear, so it'll be another delivery from Roberts. All Mariners players currently sitting in the box. It's clipped into the front post, and this time Smith sends it long. Niankuru turning on the afterburners. And Kamada and Fong doing just enough to put him off. Hall just illegally getting under Fong there. Ovens into Romero. Was screaming for the ball, looking to get it going quickly. Fong not quick enough to get through there. Romero just a bit too eager. Full credit to the Mariners with their effort in this first half. And it's still some positives for St. George to take into half-time. Of course, not down 5-1 like they were last week. Monahan Vaika picking it up and storming through the Mariners midfield. Romero coming back and firing it out to Kamada. Ortiz beautifully dummy there from Romero, and Ortiz just on the half turn was unable to wrap his foot on it. Sliced it just into the back fence here at Penshurst Park. Urchan strong in the challenge, but Headley gets a second ball. Niankuru cut out by Monahan Vaika. Still got some fuel in the tank in those old legs. Roberts finding Kamada. And Paragali, I'll tell you what, he's having some game tonight. Certainly a difficult few decisions to make for the fullback, whether to stick or jam with the wing back, stay with the winger. But he's gotten all the questions right so far. Ovens to Kamada. And wherever Kamada looks, there's a yellow shirt. Just nothing on. And Headley and Smith doing their bit to cut out those passing lanes. Roberts getting the 1-2 with Kamada. Thomas Galatly calling that a throw. Kamada thought he had at least some part of the ball on the white line. Smith cut out by Ovens. Urchan over the top. Ortiz one-on-one with Parai Cullen. And a lapse in concentration at the back. A beautifully set ball over the top from Tariq Urchan. Sees Presley Ortiz open the scoring here at Penshurst Park. Said before he was a threat. Was certainly their main threat last year for the St. George City. And he's popped up again here. Kamada cutting out Niankuru. A poor touch from Skek Luna as Roberts And welcome back to Penshurst Park for the round 11 New South Wales NPL men's competition match. As the St. George Saints, currently St. George City FA, my apologies, currently lead 1-0 the Central Coast Mariners, courtesy of Presley Ortiz, firing one over the top of Pariah Cullen. Say firing, but it's lobbed and crept its way over the line. And the scoreline not necessarily reflective of the performances of both sides. Can certainly look at positives on both ends of a pitch. And I think the formations are certainly sort of counteracting one another. The 4-4-2 of the Mariners, sort of the 3-5-2 of St. George. And Adil Tosca has been brought on to replace Adam Hall for the Central Coast Mariners. Doesn't look like any other changes so far. Bo Clements with you here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining in for the final 45 minutes here tonight. Mariners straight away looking to squeeze St. George and force them long. Menham firing down the line. I mentioned in the first half just how how confusing this pitch is with such a wide touchline, 15 or so meters of space. Catches out both St. George and visitor players. There's Paragali, certainly the man of the match, or man of the half for the Mariners. Cut out a large portion of build-up on the St. George left-hand flank. Corey just putting off Tapa. Skick Luna in the challenge. Smith and Clarkson. Hopefully the half-time break's giving him a chance to reset and refocus in terms of his distribution, which was certainly put into question in the opening half an hour. Tosca with his first involvement in the second half. Just a bit of happy feet and firing away at goal. Kenny didn't meet it sweetly as Paragali's pushed it forward for Nian Kuru. It was actually Ahmed El-Halou who's also been brought on. Missed that at the halftime break. He's been brought on for Tay Headley to play right forward in this 4-4-2 that Joshua Rosa's side has continued to stick with. Tosca playing it back into Skikluna. Clarkson, Skikluna from 30 yards out, straight at the goalkeeper. Kenny firing long into the corner, and Romero brought to ground. Still remains St. George possession. Ovens clips it over the top, looking to find Romero. Paragali just saw it over the sideline. Smart dummy from Kamada. Quick to react and not let it run away. Ovens, through a sea of bodies, ends up back at the feet of Rocco Smith now. I believe it wasn't captured on the stream. I believe there was some technical difficulties just in the last few minutes. Rocco Smith catching an elbow to the face and having a sliced eyebrow as Presley Ortiz went into the book for that challenge. And Rocco Smith having to change from the number 22 into one of the spare kids in the change room to number 25. Meenum picked up by Urchin and only go on as far as Skikluna. She's been called back for leaving a bit of illegal contact on Curry. And all the St. George players just walking past the ball, no one wanting to pick it up. Roberts ends up behind the ball. The sea of bodies crowded on the 18-yard line. Roberts clicking it to the back post. Stayed in as Romero goes out to find it. It was actually called offside from Thomas Galatly. Going long is Smith. Tosca and Fong in the challenge. Fong. Well read by Tarper, and now Skikluna fires it out wide for Nian Kuru. Dances infield. Just losing the ball in between his feet. Mariners forced all the way back. Romero putting pressure on Smith, and he puts a delightful ball in for Tarper. Kuri picked out, well read by Tosca. Beautiful bit of interlink play there from Smith. Did well there to link up with his new strike partner for the second half, Ahmed El Halou. So no real change in the game plan for either side coming into the second half. Ovens bit off more than he could handle. Ends up back in the clutches of Kamada. Ovens sends it back to Kenny, who's being pressed by Smith. And Tarper ends up collecting the loose ball. El Halou read well from Kuri. Kamada looking to find Jason Romero, who really should be putting that one away. But full credit to Alexander Guntunis. He did just enough to maybe get a bit of contact, or certainly put Romero off enough. Kuri rode the challenge of Tosca and sent it back to Ovens. It's currently being pressed by El Halou. Fong. Trapped. Forced back. Yet again, the Mariners doing well on both touchlines. Tosca and Nian Kuru forcing those wing backs to play back to either Ovens or Urchin. Ovens back to Kenny again, and just a bit worried with Smith coming barreling towards him. Puts it out into the apartments across the road. Strong challenge by Solomon Monahan Vaika. Smith clips it out to Guntunis. Meenam put under pressure on the loose touch. Still with the Mariners for now. Tosca holding it up for Meenam. Wrapping his foot around it to the back post he goes. Kenny plucking that one out of the air. Roberts playing the 1-2 with Kamada. Paragali cut that one out. Roberts firing it into the path of Ortiz. Fong waiting for Romero to slide through. Goes inside onto his left, and a weak shot just bobbles into the grasp of Parai Cullen. Meenam. Dummy tried by Tosca, well read by Urchin. Romero getting the 1-2 with Roberts. Fantastic defending there from Guntunis. Clarkson, nifty bit of skill to get past Skikluna. And again, Smith just picking out that final ball to Romero. St. George playing with a bit more confidence, coming forward, looking to find Romero more as the final man. Has had to drop into midfield a number of times in the first half to even get a sight of the ball. Guntunis just tucking that one out, allowing his Mariners to get back goal side. Fong, Kuri, just sent back by Monahan Vaika, and now Clarkson being pressured by El Huli. Roberts misread the bounce. It's picked up by Ortiz. And the second ball from Guntunis. Skikluna brings it down. Cut out by Urchin, the skipper, fancying a little run and then finding Ortiz. And a race between Meenam and Parai Cullen, and the Mariners boys come out on top. Wind still blowing quite significantly here down at Penshurst Park. Poor there from Monahan Vaika's. Smith is able to fly through, and Fong and Monahan Vaika just coming together a bit crudely. Fortunate for them, will still be a St. George throw. Guntunis getting right underneath that one. Dealt with by Clarkson. Going back to Paragali, and a rare mistake from him. Smith in the challenge with Romero, which Logan Jones says was all fair. Yeah, rare poor bit of distribution from Paragali, who's not put a foot wrong until then. And now Roberts just clipped late by Paragali, compounding the issue. First thing you want to do after a bad mistake, not give away a set piece to a team so dangerous with so much aerial threat. So all Mariners' hands currently camped in their area, looking to deal with this one. Ensure it remains a 1-goal lead. Into the back post went Romero. Didn't have the bend on it to trouble Pariah Cullen. Was never going to find another St. George player. Mariners still sticking to their, I'd like to say, very methodical goal kicks, but pumped it long from Pariah Cullen. Urchin winning the muscle against Tosca. One hand Vaika. Out now to Fong. Smith dragging his line up to the halfway mark. To just squeeze the St. George players. That's gifted the opportunity now for St. George to make it 2. Fallen now, Jason Romero. It was Kamada who blitzed down the left-hand side. And Fong looked like he was lining up to get on the end of that one. Ortiz unfortunate not to make contact. Still with it now. And Meenum sends it clear for now. Fong into Roberts, who lobs it to the back post. He was never going to trouble Pariah Cullen. Tapa out to Nian Kuruz. Not had much to do in the first 15 minutes of the second half. Skick Luna bends it, headed by Ovens and Urchan. The real captain's effort to try to keep that one out, or keep that one from going out for a corner, and ends up doing so. So Skick Luna will be able to wrap one in, perhaps meet the head of Smith or Guntunis. He's just got a bit of spray starting to fall now at Penshurst. See what sort of impact that will have. To the back post it goes. And headed wide from Smith. Lucas Smith it was. Rocco Smith electing not to go forward for the corners. With that wrapped head of his, probably a smart decision. Not wanting to crack the egg twice. Kenny again, not connecting with the ball as he would have hoped. Curry loses out to Tapa. The efforts of Kamada putting him off just enough to let Curry recoup possession. And Romero was off to the races, but not quick enough. The ball down the corridor, not through the center as Romero probably would have hoped. Fong. Meenum, my apologies, linking up with Lucas Smith. And now Tosca in a race with Vaika, which Vaika wins, but at the cost of a Mariners corner. Certainly this spray just going to make it a bit more difficult for these goalkeepers to handle it in the air. Nian Kuru just looks to sit on Kenny and be something of a nuisance. Dealt with by Urchan. Fallen to Tosca, who's in the area, firing it to the back post. And the header from Tapa, not enough on it to trouble Kenny. So he keels over with the ball. Ovens just looking to put a bit of ice on this Mariners momentum. Romero with the ability to find Kamada. Ortiz going one further. That was too much for the goal scorer. Tunis out to Meenum. Out now with Paragali. That's well read from Kamada. Drifted past Paragali, but Skikluna was there to snuff that one out. 25 minutes left to play here. Mariners certainly with their foot still in the door here. Ovens into Clarkson. And now a dangerous opportunity for St. George to break now as Romero finds a reverse pass to Roberts. And it's found its way all the way back to Roberts. Imperative block by Meenum. There's still much more work to do. Fong clips it over the top, searching for the run of Corey. And I think Meenum's block certainly a goal saver. Ortiz back now with Fong. Wraps it in. Dealt with for now by Guntunis. And the second effort from Paragali. See it out the side for a Kamada throw. Ortiz bringing it down. Great challenge from Rocco Smith. Ovens into Romero. Back with Kurios. Roberts actually. Mariners can now break away with numbers in midfield. Nian Kuru look to play the dummy and sell Ovens. Kamada having none of it. Putting his foot through Nian Kuru. Gifting the corner to the Mariners for Skikluna to provide an out-swinging opportunity for the visitors who have, as I mentioned before, it was the youngsters last year that were most vulnerable on set pieces. It's sort of been 50-50 here tonight. Smith just sucking in Romero and ends up giving it away. Romero firing Ortiz through, who lines it up to put a double. And Parai Cullen stood tall and wide. Made the angle difficult for Ortiz. And keeps the visitors in the game for now. And Ortiz bringing down Skikluna, who's got to be careful, having taken the early yellow. And Prayag Tapa will be giving his marching orders just shy of the 70-minute mark. It'll be the number 35 of Hayes Ames to come on and inject some life into the Mariners midfield. Romero laying it off for Corey. It looks like the Mariners doing just enough to snuff this one out as well. Kenny looking to go long. Romero's looked to put the pressure on Smith. Almost paid off. It was a ball that had just enough. Urchin did well to sell the dummy, but then gifted it straight away. Back to El Halou. Meenam going, looking for Nian Kuru. Kenny just going down a bit awkwardly. I think holding at the legs. Jack Kenny back on his feet, which is great to see. So look to thump this one long and fired over the top of Romero. Ortiz in a battle with Paragali. And Guntunis, who yelled out in a bit of discomfort, has stayed down. Physio being called over to attend to him. Looks to be a substitution for St. George, number 14, Paolo Mitri, coming on. Just wait to see who's going to come on to replace, or who he's come on to replace. And the number 11 of Costa Petratos. I believe Presley Ortiz has been given his marching orders. So too is Jordan Roberts.
Substitution made for St. George City, number 7, Nathan Roberts, and number 30, Presley Ortiz, replaced by number 11, Costa Petratos, and number 14, Paolo Mitri.
And you heard it from the ground announcer, Paolo Mitri and Costa Petratos on for the number 7 of Nathan Roberts, and the goal scorer, Presley Ortiz. Wealth of experience coming onto the park against the tiring Mariners side. Bit of a scramble in the corner, which eventually finds its way to Kamada for a throw-in. St. George forced all the way back to the halfway line. In fact, they're forced all the way back to Jack Kenny, who puts the laces through that and sends Costa Petratos through in on goal. Smart there from Guntunis, just nodding it back to Brian Cullen. Mariners forced, well, Brian Cullen was forced to send it long. As the pass from Rocco Smith went askew. But Thomas Galatly saying that Brian Cullen was unable to keep it from going out for a corner first. A great opportunity for St. George to double the lead here as they go looking to the back post. And Ovens off balance, ball almost sort of knocking his neck backwards. Guntunis. Back again with Smith. Goes long looking for El Houli. Still with it was El Houli, eventually dispossessed. Just over 15 minutes remaining in this one. St. George still unable to put this one to bed. Mariners, some great last-ditch defending. Some brilliant saves from Parai Cullen. Costa Petratos leaps into the challenge against Rocco Smith and ends up causing the foul. Meenum. Beautiful reverse pass from El Houli. If could have found the feet of Tosca. Guntunis, wonderful touch to bring it down. Shifts it out wide for Paragali. Smith stayed on his feet despite the contact from Ovens, and he's almost able to get on the end of that too. Out with Meenum here on this left-hand side for the Mariners. Cut out by Tariq Erchan. Now Costa Petratos getting in behind, riding the challenge, finding Jason Romero, who's able to cut it back and slot it in from Paolo Mitri to double the advantage of the hosts. And we'll surely see this one home. All started from the challenge of Tariq Erchan and quick thinking to play Costa Petratos down the side with Meenum out of position. Ahmed El Houli did well to try to track back, but it wasn't enough to stop Jason Romero cutting it back. Paolo Mitri putting his name on the score sheet here tonight. And the spray is back, dropping out of the sky here at Penshurst. Paragali misreading that. Romero firing it out wide for Petratos, who looked to play it early for Kuri. Has brought it down and has Fong in support. Doesn't use him, in fact, goes to the goal scorer, Mitri. "13 minutes of regular time here left to play." Fong into the path of Romero. Back now with Fong. Held up by Tosca, but goes back to Urchin. Drives now into the box, gets the 1-2. Dealt with by Guntunis. Certainly this Mariners backline, solid effort here tonight, despite the scoreline. Going to the back post was Kuri, but no one there to meet it. And Alexander Guntunis brought off. Quite a strange decision from Joshua Rose, but nevertheless, the number 3 Chur Dang brought on to see this one out. Meenum just getting a bit frustrated with the substitute not looking to go his way up the line. Nian Kuru ends up fouling Kamada. And the wind and rain have just died down momentarily. Kenny firing it upfield. Mitri into Kuri. It looks to get past Meadham. Young fullback doing well to get goal side and sending him backwards. Wonderful press from St. George. Skikluna flicks it out. Fong into Romero, gets it back. And it's cut out by Tosca, but back to Urchan. Kuri now sizes up the substitute. Dang, cuts infield, has a go himself. It was a pretty decent shot in the end. If it was on target, I'd have my money on Pariah Cullen. Dang. Just walks it upfield and then clips it over the top looking for Meanham. He's the newest addition in the book of victims for this misleading sideline. Fong, Costa Petratos doing well to hold it up. Clarkson getting the flick on. And Petratos with the ability to switch it out to Kamada. He's got lightning pace to break down this left-hand side. Elects to cut it back and look to go the other way perhaps. Romero. Urchan. Romero making his run through in behind Dang. Jason Romero! Standing strong again was Pariah Cullen. It's still an opportunity. As Petratos flicks it on, it's still a danger with Kuri. Dang just caught napping there from Jason Romero. Bailed out by his goalkeeper. Urchan cutting inside. It's poor touch from Kuri, which is picked up by Ames. Kamada going again down this left-hand side. Petratos on the left-hand side, sizing up Paragali, cutting in field. And Dang eventually wrestling the ball free. Urchan back again with Fong. Dang. Kuri spinning around on the edge of the area. Romero, beautiful ball in field looking for Petratos. It was eventually cut down by a sea of yellow shirts. Kamada a bit awkward there. And Ortiz strong in the challenge to push off Nian Kuru. Dang. Into El Huri, and it's picked up by Fong. Clipping over the top, looking for Romero. And the touch from Dang eventually gets it to him. Clarkson. Not sure whether he was looking to bring it down or find a St. George player, but he did neither. El Huri did well to keep it in, and just a bit of tough luck there for Tosca. Logan Jones just calling Fong back for being a bit liberal with stealing a few meters of space on the throw-in. Curry out to Kamada. Romero, who's on the left-hand side now, fires away and has it blocked by Paragali. Curry back again with Clarkson. And Romero, linesman's flag's gone up. Thomas Galatly, plenty of work to do here tonight. Game has certainly opened up more in this second half. Mariners just a tad unfortunate to not yet have something on the score sheet. And a poor touch from Eames. Has a 4-on-3 opportunity for St. George to ice this game. Clarkson with another bit of poor distribution on his behalf. Allowed the Mariners to get back behind the ball. Ovens. Kenny back out to Monahan Vaika. Intelligent there to come back infield. But he's been picked out by Dang, and now Skikluna can drive and having a go and rattling the left-hand post. Thought Kenny would have been a bit more comfortable with that, but it ends up being quite a good shot in the end. So Chan will just wander over to knock the second ball. Seems to just be what happens in football matches, doesn't it? One ball goes out, shouts for a ball, and then two end up on the field. Kenny. Corey laying it off to Clarkson. Just kept the engine going in the St. George midfield. Smith. Out wide to Meenum. And Urchan tests Dang's bottle, who just puts the laces through it. And eventually, after taking a couple of deflections, ends up a Mariners throw in some good territory. A swing and a miss from Eames. St. George all hands on deck, despite the 2-goal lead. Just over 180 seconds left of regular time. Tosca. Well read by Fong. He's got the pace to explode through the midfield of the Mariners. And does just that. And puts Adil Tosca in the referee's book. Draw to a close in this. It looks like Mariners will go 6 losses on the bounce. Only 1 victory in 11 in the 2024 NPL New South Wales men's competition. Eventually a scramble out on the far touchline. The Mariners throw. Swung out again by Eames. That was El Halou. Fong out to Petratos. Just waiting to see if Meenam was going to bite and look to turn his man. Fong just offside. Would have been a great opportunity to get in behind. Petratos to Smith. It's a bit of a questionable ball. Dang in just enough time to, or more than enough space to bring it down. Tosca cut out by Mitri. Eventually falls to El Hulu, and on the bounce and a deflection! Sent Kenny the wrong way. And almost looked like it was going to float into the goal to see it 2-1. Luna to swing this one in. Mariners lining up at the back post. Out by Fong. It's now Deng. Eventually cleared by Ovens. Smith firing it out wide, looking for Paragali. Instead finds the legs of Fong. Smith ends up recouping the ball for the Mariners. Not long left here, with only a couple of seconds left of additional time. Not sure the fourth official has his board out with him, but probably say 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time to see this one out. Clarkson here to Petratos. Was waiting for the run of Paolo Mitri, and eventually does look to go that way. St. George will give a few of their substitutes a few minutes on the park. Lewis Curry has had a great night in the midfield for St. George. Not sure who else is being called off. It's Jason Romero, the number 10. Unlucky not to get on the score sheet tonight. Just wait to get confirmation on who's been brought on to replace these two. The number 3 of Joshua Hong, sorry.
Substitution made for St. George City. Number 10, Jason Romero. Number 33, Lewis Curry, substituted by number 19, Jesse Cody. And number 3, Joshua.
There you have it, number 3, Joshua Hong, and the number 19 of Jesse Fody. Brought into the mix just to see this one out. Petratos, pass wasn't great. Was able to keep it in, but only to the benefit of Meenum. Try as he might, Petratos unable to force the error from Meenum for a corner. Into the 93rd minute here. Wouldn't suspect much longer left to play. Monahan Vaika, strong in the air. Clarkson thumping it high, testing Smith and Dang, as Foti looks to get under and cause some nuisance. Skikluna goes looking for Nian Kura, and Kamada able to come back and scramble enough. I'd certainly have to give praise to both fullbacks on that far touchline, for Muto Kamada and Blake Paragali. Full time here at Pensos Park. St. George turn away their losing record with 2 goals courtesy of Presley Ortiz and Paolo Mitri. Full time here at Pensos Park. It's St. George City FA 2, Central Coast Mariners 0.